Chapter 2, Lesson 3, we're going to talk about simplifying fractions, reducing fractions, making them smaller. So fractions can always be smaller. We can simplify them or reduce them, which means the same thing. Sometimes it'll ask to reduce a fraction or simplify, so we're just making it smaller. And the way we're doing that is we're looking for a number that can go into both the numerator and denominator evenly. So for example, we have 6/8. This is when your multiplication comes back to help you. Again, like I told you, 90% of what we do in 5th grade, you need multiplication. If you don't know your multiplication facts, you are going to fall behind. So 6/8. What number goes into both 6 and 8? 2. We divide the bottom number by the top number. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 8 divided by 2 is 4. So your answer is 3/4. We're making the fraction smaller. Now 6/8 and 3/4 are equivalent to each other. Equivalent means they're equal. They represent the same amount of numbers or number, but 3/4 is just simplified or reduced, but they're equivalent. Going back to my pizza, I have 4 pieces of pizza. I'm sorry, I have 8 pieces of pizza. Let's see, I ate 4 of them. So how many pieces of pizza did I have to start? I had 8. How many did I eat? I ate 4 of them. But by looking at my pizza, you can tell that I ate half of it. So you can see that 1/2 and 4/8 represent the same amount. They are equivalent. They are equal. When I simplify or reduce 4/8, divide by 2. 4 divided by 2 is, we wanted to use a bigger number. 4 divided by 4 is 1. And 8 divided by 4 is 2. Gives me a half. Now if I do it by 2, which you can, 4 divided by 2 is 2, 8 divided by 2 is 4. You can still reduce it, and this is where people have problems, is they'll reduce it one time and then stop, especially if they use the number 2, if they could have used a bigger number. So that's why we always try to use the common denominator, the greatest common factor that goes into both of them. So 2 divided by 2 is 1, 4 divided by 2 is 2, and we get 1/2. But if you use the greatest common factor, which is 4, you only have to reduce it one time. Some of your problems will look like this. 3/6 equals blank over 12. So if we're changing this fraction into a bigger fraction, when you're changing something to make it bigger, you're multiplying. So what number times 6 equals 12? And the answer is 2. So 6 times 2 is 12, which means 3 times 2 is going to be 6. And that's your answer. This one says 4/7 equals 12 over a blank number. So again, we're changing 4 into a bigger number, which means we multiply. So what times 4 equals 12? Answer is 3. So 7 times 3 is going to be 21. They'll also have problems that make the fractions when we're reducing them. 12 is becoming a 3. So how do we make a fraction smaller? We divide. We're reducing. So how did we change a 12 into a 3? We divided it by 4. So we're going to do the same thing to the denominator. 16 divided by 4 is 4. So your answer would be 4. Now the same applies to an improper fraction. We have to change the improper fraction to a mixed number and then reduce it if we have to. So remember, 10 divided by 4. The numerator we're going to call Jack in the box. So 4 into 10 goes 2. 10 minus 8 is 2. So my remainder is going to become my numerator, right up there. and my denominator stays the same, 4. Now we don't leave it this way because 2 and 2/4 we can reduce 2/4. So the whole number will stay the same. The 2 is going to stay the same. But 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 4 divided by 2 is 2. So your answer would be 2.5, or 2 and 1, well, 2.5. Let's take a look at their homework. So for number 1, it says 5/8 equals 10 over blank. Well, in order to change that 5 into a 10, we had to multiply. And the way we did that was 5 times 2. So 8 times 2 is going to be 16. Number 4, 2/3 equals blank over 9. So we changed the 3 into a 9, so we have to multiply to make it bigger. 3 times 3 is 9, and 2 times 3 is 6. Number 7, 6 over 30. We changed a 6 into a 3, so we made it smaller. So 6 divided by 2 is 3, and 30 divided by 2 is going to be 10. I put the answer there already. So that's how you do the first part, 1 through 8. 9 through 16. Let's try number 9, 22 over 4. 4 into 22 goes 5 times. 5 times 4 is 20. 2 is a remainder, so that's going to be my numerator, and my denominator stays the same, 5 and 2/4. But we have to simplify that and get 5.5. Number 15, 30 over 9. 9 into 30 goes 3 times. The remainder is 3, which goes on top as my numerator. Denominator stays the same. 3 and 3/9. 3 can go into 3 one time, and 3 goes into 9 3 times. So my answer is going to be 3 and 1/3. Again, if they need extra help, use their notes or come and see me at 8 o'clock when the bell rings, and I can go over it with them and check their work to make sure they did it right.